All right, welcome back, Southwest Florida, to the NAACP of Lee County Freedom Fund Gala. And one of the perks of hosting Lee Pitts Live is I get a chance to talk to some of the key people at these galas each year. Luckily, I got two of my good friends here this time who are very important to tonight. I get a chance to talk to the superintendent of Lee County School District, my good friend, Dr. Adkins, and we also get to talk to James Milwaukee, a longtime friend of mine. I call him Brother James, the president of the Lee County branch of the NAACP. And what the great thing about it is, these two gentlemen have gotten together in the room in the past few months and done some historic working together to make our school district a better place to live. So without further ado, let me get a chance to meet both of you. James, welcome to Lee Pitts Live, man.
Thank you very much for having me. I enjoy this program. I watch it, and so I'm just happy to be on it.
Well, I always appreciate the fact that you invite me out to bring the television show here, and even more that you trust me to MC such an important event, man. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for just coming out, Lee. Lee Pitts Live is a wonderful program. It educates Southwest Florida as to what's going on in the various communities, and it gives people exposure who basically otherwise would go unknown. It lets people know about people who are doing things, such as Dr. Adkins with the school district, and so I'm honored to have you here.
One of the things before I go over to Dr. Adkins, Jane, is I always tell people, they don't know it, they think that me and you just crossed paths, but me and you been interacting and knowing each other and working together at least, what we say, 28 years?
Yeah, about 28 years.
When we first met each other, we were both volunteering working at the Stars Complex.
Yeah, that's right. Lee was coaching, teaching kids how to swim, and I was there working as a mentor, and when we met each other, we immediately knew that we had some things in common, and those things in common was helping people, so yeah.
And over the years, things have gone on. Dr. Adkins is in the sense of Brother James and I were working with kids back 28 years ago. I eventually became a recognizable TV talk show host. Of course, he became the president of the Lee County branch of the NAACP. Neither one of us could have foreseen that this moment right here would exist. That brings us to you. We're so thrilled. One, I'm thrilled that you come out to these events every year since you've been the superintendent. But I think you also came to these events before you were superintendent. Expound on that.
Oh, absolutely. I remember a number of years ago watching my good friend Carl Burnside keynote for one of these events. So I've been coming since I was even as a principal back in the day. You know.
Now you're going to be the keynote speaker tonight. When you got the call to be the keynote speaker, was it easy to persuade you to do it? And how excited were you about the opportunity to share some things in education?
I was excited, and I was also humbled. I mean, I consider this to be an honor to be the keynote at an event as prestigious as this. So surprised, because the people who have followed me have been a real prominent people in our community and even in our nation. So to be one of them is quite an honor.
And one of the things too I want to say here on air is Lee Pitts Live, the television show, has been well received by the Lee County School District. You've always opened your doors for us to come over and tape shows at the district studio there. Just been a good partnership, and we appreciate that, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
World-class school district. Now, Brother Jane, let's talk briefly. Let's go back to you before I go to Brother Jane. Tell me, what are you going to try to get across in your speech tonight?
Well, what I want to get across the speech is the things that we're doing in the school district and also in partnership with the NAACP to help improve educational experiences for our kids. I mean, educating kids in our community is something that we all have to become involved in. So that's going to be the primary focus of my message tonight. Okay,
and I think we're going to have a strong representation of the district out there in the audience as well. Brother James, tell us about your decision to select Superintendent Adkins to be the keynote speaker tonight.
Well, Dr. Adkins is very important in the lives of families all over Lee County. He's the school superintendent. He's our superintendent. He's my superintendent of the Lee County School District. We think that he have a message that would bring people together, that would bring students together, that would bring faculty together, that would bring the community together. Recently, we just signed on August 21st this historical document regarding working together to improve educational opportunities for all students. We was very excited that Dr. Adkins agreed to work with the NAACP and help to bring some type of agreement to the table that benefits everybody. And so it was a given that we should reach out to Dr. Adkins and ask Dr. Adkins to honor us with his presence as our keynote speaker, and we're very proud he did.
Outstanding. Brother James, I think you been this is your third term or what, fourth term? Or will you be running for re-election?
Yeah, this is my fifth term, I'm in my 10th year. We thought maybe this year right here would be the time that I exit, but we still have some work to do. We're waiting for the 2020 census to come out. We think that Lehigh Acres and Fort Myers is going to eventually make up a coalition minority-majority district. And so we are excited that in 2020 that opportunity will present itself. And then also we wanted to work with Dr. Adkins after this historical agreement, because a lot of it is community centered, and the school district is going to need community support.
Give us some specifics, maybe 3 specifics about this agreement that was arrived to between the local NAACP and the Lee County School District.
Well, one of the things that we're looking at is we're looking at disciplinary practice of the school district and making sure they're more fair and equitable. That's critically important. Something else that goes along with that is finding alternative discipline practices that keep kids in school. And so this is something that even as a school principal, I was able to pioneer back at Paul Lawrence Dunbar Middle School, and now seeing things district-wide to keep kids in school so that they can learn and achieve. Because you put a kid out of school, they're not going to be learning at that level. Also, what's important here is, that's a part of this agreement as well, is training staff. I mean, because kids come from all walks of life. And teachers and principals have to be able to work with kids from all walks of life. That's super important.
Now, the things that you just enunciated, those the three bigs, from my knowing you, those 3 things doesn't seem like a struggle for you to embrace the improving upon. Am I correct?
You're absolutely correct. I mean, that's why this partnership makes so much sense, because we want what's best for kids. Both organizations do, and working together, I think we can take the student achievement and youngsters in Lee County to a whole new level. And
one of the good things too, before I come back over to you, Brother Jane, is in a vacuum, you are a new superintendent. So many things that may have happened 10, 15 years ago or what have we, that didn't happen on your clock. So now you got a chance to put your stamp on where the district goes from here. Fair to say?
It's absolutely fair to say. Yes,
on
sir.
Your watch. Brother James, I'm not going to hold you too much longer, nor Dr. Adkins. And of course, Dr. Adkins and I will be getting together in the near future. I'm well aware of that. But tell me, how does it feel each year when you see this large crowd of community leaders that come out and continue to support the largest civil rights organization and the oldest civil rights organization in the world?
Well, we always wondered, we always worried, who's going to come out. We sort of sit on pins and needles the whole year, wondering, who we might be upset and who no longer would support. But I think people understand now that our intentions are honorable, and our intentions is to evolve the Constitution, to sort of help with making things better in the ways that we do. And so, again, people are not fooled, and so they're responding in kind, and we're really humbled by that.
Dr. Adkins, when you're here and you get a chance to be a part of this diversity here, nothing is more central to diversity and inclusion at an early stage in America's society is when children enter into a school system.
Right.
And you've said on numerous occasions, statistics bear out that the Lee County School District is, I don't know if it's now or is in the near future, be majority minority students.
That's correct. And that number keeps growing. The minority population in Lee County keeps growing daily. So it's rapidly growing, and we're getting kids from all over, not just the United States, but also other countries that are coming here. like who would have thought, but Guatemala, that's the leading country right now in terms of students coming to Lee County School District, if you can believe that.
Well, I've done over 15,000 interviews in this process, but I tell you, I don't really get too excited about any interviews at this time, but I'm actually really excited about this interview because one of the things that happens is when I catch up with Brother James, he's always running. He's working. I finally get him to sit down. I got Dr. Adkins to sit down here. We got both of them at the same time at this historic moment here in 2018 in Southwest Florida. So we're so thrilled to see this partnership, and we'll look forward to continuing to keep us posted on what's going on there.
Absolutely.
I'm going to give both of you 30 seconds to look into that camera and say anything you want to say to the Lee County community in Southwest Florida where Lee Pitts Live air.
The recent agreement that the Lee County NAACP and the Lee County School District signed is going to need community involvement and community support. We don't want to get in a hurry. We don't want to get to the point to where we get impatient. We want to be patient and work with the school district and work with the superintendent, the Honorable Superintendent Adkins.
Excellent. Dr. Adkins, 30 seconds. Be presidential.
Well, President Milwaukee is absolutely correct. Education, in the words of Nelson Mandela, is the most powerful instrument and force to change the world. And we have to work together in order for that to happen. So that's what we intend to do, not only with this agreement, but as a community as a whole, to get our kids at Lee County the best education they can possibly get.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to get both of you here. Let me get you to shake hands on Lee Pitts Live. And we'll be right back with more Lee Pitts Live right here at the NAACP Gala in Lee County 2018. Lee Pitts Live is here, Johnny on the spot, as we always are, to document this historic event. We'll be right back.